Hello, I'm Richard Exley, the storyteller. Like a silver ribbon disappearing into the darkness, the highway stretches before me, deserted at this late hour. Beside me, Brenda's sleeping, her head resting against the window on the passenger side of the car. Driving with one hand on the steering wheel, I fiddle with the radio dial, searching for the station. What I find is mostly static, not an uncommon occurrence in this remote region of southeastern Colorado. Finally, I locate a 5,000-watt clear channel out of New Orleans, and I settle back to enjoy the music and the DJ's late night patter. The highway is straight, and I push my 1968 Dodge RT past 90. It's dumb, I know, but I'm only 22 years old, and well, I feel immortal. Brenda and I have been visiting family, and we are returning to Holly, Colorado, where we serve a small congregation. With Sunday less than 48 hours away, I try to focus on my sermon, but my mind keeps wandering. I catch myself humming along when the DJ spins a familiar tune. Glenn Campbell singing By the Time I Get to Phoenix, or Johnny Cash belting out Folsom Prison Blues. Beneath the music, I hear the whir of the tires on the blacktop and the rush of the wind past the windows. Unconsciously, I tap my fingers on the steering wheel, keeping time with the music. The song ends, and the DJ's voice intrudes on my thoughts. After some nonsensical patter and a weather update, he says, "Here's a new release from Vicky Carr, recorded live at the Persian Room." Almost as an afterthought, he adds, "You might want to get a tissue. This one's a real tearjerker." I've never heard of Vicky Carr, but after a few bars, I'm hooked. The way she sings with pen in hand is unlike anything I've ever heard. Her voice is hauntingly sad, clutching at my heart. At one point it breaks, a sob catching in her throat. And for a moment, I'm right there with her. The lyrics invoking stark images. An empty pillow where she once laid her head. A little girl growing up without her mommy. A shaky signature on the divorce decree. She's singing about betrayal and regret and not being able to find the love they once knew. These are all things of which I know little or nothing, yet my throat is so tight I can hardly swallow. I glance at Brenda's sleeping profile, silhouetted by the pale moonlight, and try to imagine what unsinkable thing could ever cause us to divorce. We're still newlyweds and madly in love, but I cannot imagine an act so treacherous as to be unforgivable. Or maybe it's that I can't imagine my sweet Brenda capable of such an act. In the years ahead, I will become painfully familiar with the tragedy of divorce. Not my own, thank God. Yet neither Brenda nor I will escape unscathed. Dear friends and close kin on both sides of our family will divorce. Some will remarry, only to divorce again. Our parents will age before our eyes, dying a little each day as they watch their beloved children struggle to survive the death of their marriages. Worse yet is the suffering of the little ones, too young to really understand what's going on. They're isolated with emotions they cannot process and suffer for years to come, sometimes for the rest of their lives. They are tangible proof, verifying the studies that tell us at least 1/3 of all children whose parents divorce will never fully recover, not even as adults. No wonder God hates divorce. Most marriages die slowly, more likely from ignorance and neglect than from any overt action. Little by little, until there's nothing left but an empty shell. Often one or the other of the partners have seen it happening, but their pleas and then their warnings fell on deaf ears. Then some little thing, most likely, some ordinary thing, signals the end. The youngest child graduates. He plans yet another vacation without consulting her. Or she has a sudden vision of growing old together, but alone. In desperation, the papers are signed and then filed, and another marriage ends. Does this sound familiar? Did you catch a glimpse of your marriage? Have you been secretly contemplating a divorce? If so, let me invite you to take a late night drive with me. Maybe we can find an all-night radio station that plays nothing but golden oldies. Who knows? We might even hear Vicky Carr sing with pen in hand. If you can listen to that poignant song, laying bare the truth about the tragedy of divorce and not be moved to recommit to your marriage, then all I've got to say is go ahead and sign your name. This is Richard Exley, straight from the heart.